The West Virginia Mountaineers have some visitors on campus that I'm a fan of, man. A 6'3" wide receiver that can fly, a behemoth offensive lineman, and a pass rusher that used to do numbers at Colorado. Let's talk about them all.
You are Locked On West Virginia, your daily podcast on the West Virginia Mountaineers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And what is up? Welcome back in, guys. My name is Mountaineer Paul. I am your host. This is Locked On West Virginia. It's almost 10 o'clock at night. Are you guys awake yet? We never sleep around here. We 7 days a week. So that's just how we do it, right? 7 days a week we record. We outwork everybody in this industry, at least in this West Virginia space. That's the goal, man. We can be available and we can be here for each other. That's what we do here. If you want to be a part of this thing 7 days a week, I advise you to subscribe here to Locked On West Virginia. Follow me over on X. We just went over 3,000 followers over there, which was pretty cool. We're heading towards 5,000 subscribers here, which is really cool, which we've gained close to 3,500 subscribers since October when I started with Locked On. So this has been a great career choice for me. I didn't, because I was stuck at 2,000 subscribers for like 6 months. I mean, it was going up a little. The structure of the show that they gave me here, the ideas that they've given me here, the polish that they'd helped me get have all helped. So thank you guys for being loyal listeners. I mean, it's, we're averaging several hundred people in every episode watching live, which is so fun. It gives me an audience to talk to, an audience to count on. And I've got these moderators that do such a great job. You guys are just great, man. So I just wanted to start out with that because we had those numbers happen today. Also, we went over a couple hundred. We just started a Discord not even a month ago, and we've got 200 people in there now. So, things are growing quick. So thanks to everybody. West Virginia's got big visitors on campus, guys, and I'm pretty sure that these guys are, it's hard to tell sometimes whenever guys are on campus whether or not they are, what's the word I'm looking for here? Big time, I guess, or not, right? Because, because West Virginia's had a bunch of different types of players on. We know that, and in this case, there is a bit of a mixture, right? I think you've got some of these guys are going to be rotational. Some of these guys I think could start. Some of these guys, I don't know the answer. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go over it. I've got a breakdown. We got tape to watch. It's going to be fun. We got pictures here that I've downloaded, and I'm going to show of two of the guys on visit. So let's talk about them first. We'll start with the best player, who I think is anyway of the group. Now, this is just because, for several factors, but I think we need help in the wide receiver room. It's no secret, right? And this is Logan Ramper, wide receiver from Slippery Rock, a 6'3", 220-pound phenom, guys. I couldn't believe it when I turned on the tape. This kid is David Sills reborn in a lot of ways. Like, that's what he reminds me of. He's a thicker David Sills. And I'll give you my breakdown, then we'll go watch some tape on him because I spent about 40 minutes on him this evening, just kind of breaking down some of that Slippery Rock tape. But oddly enough, because we just brought in Cannon Katzer, his game against Ferris he dominated that game with 3 touchdowns. We'll probably catch some of that. So let's get to it, though. This dude's he's got Power 4 offers. He's from the Pittsburgh area as well. So I think that matters. He's 6'3". He looks like he's 6'5", 220 pounds, wide receiver. He's got 1 year remaining. Last year he had 8 touchdowns on 42 receptions, but career-wise, he's got almost 80 catches for 1,100 yards and 14 touchdowns. Like I said, he had that 3 touchdown game versus Ferris State, showing he can dominate better programs, at least in his level at the time. So he's a matchup nightmare, guys. It's plain and simple. At 6'3", 220 pounds, that can run. I sent a message to ask him what his numbers were. He hasn't seen that yet. He's probably, either out to eat with the coaches or something like that. But I'm guesstimating into that 4 or 5 range for him, which is really incredible for a guy his size. He's got the frame of a tight end, the hands and instincts of a receiver. Like, this is a DK Metcalf with a Division II twist on it, right? I'm not saying he's DK Metcalf. I'm saying he's that size player. And when you turn on the tape, you think, oh, my God, there's upside here. He's big, he's physical, he's a bully in contested catch situations, and his 2024 tape is extremely good. He boxes out DBs, guys. He seals them off like he's a power forward guy trying to catch some rebounds. The 3 touchdown performance against Fair State was against a corner that went to the power 4, by the way. His strength and size are really, really big. But the thing is, guys, he goes deep. This is not a player that they're just in the red zone tossing balls up to. This dude gets behind sometimes 10 yards, it looks like, behind players. Now, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you'll see on the tape, he runs such great routes for a guy his size. It's going to be interesting to see if he comes to West Virginia, what he does here. Pitt, West Virginia, North Carolina, all in the mix here. So this is big-time programs reaching out to this kid. This kid will be a Power 4 player somewhere this year. So on my transfer portal impact meter for Logan Ramper, fit is an 8.5 out of 10. We need a big blocking wide receiver, first of all. We just need him to be able to do that. But his size and skill set are a dream for any Power 4 coach, guys. And look, West Virginia loves big receivers who can block in this system. We know that. And we need playmakers for the air raid as well, right? Using up to, it's really technically the spread, but it's that fast pace that we love. So I think the reason I knock off a 1.5 here is because he's D2, right? That's the only reason. Otherwise, it's a 10 out of 10. Athleticism I've got as a 7.8 out of 10. He's 6'3", 220 pounds, which is elite size for a wide receiver. He moves extremely well for his size, but I wouldn't say he's a burner. He's for his size, I would say he's in that David Sills range. So, like, David Sills got by people all the time, but it wasn't with overall speed. It was route running. It was craftsmanship of the way he runs routes. And this guy does that same exact. It's just really what he reminds me of in a lot of ways. You'll see he'll put people on skates in the route running tree. Production is 9 out of 10. 42 catches, 800 yards, 8 touchdowns, a 3-touchdown game versus Ferris. That's wide receiver 1 production. And his career numbers are even better. 14 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. So that's really good. His experience is right there at 8 out of 10. 3 years at Slippery Rock, give him solid reps. He's unproven against Power 4 talent. Now, I'm sure we could find some Power 4 if we looked, or maybe Group of 5 or FCS. I don't exactly know. I think Division II plays Power 4 sometimes. I don't know. And then versatility. He's an outside receiver, but he excels at jump balls and blocks out corners like a tight end does. I don't think he's a slot guy, definitely not a return specialist, but the red zone threat gives him added value, and the run game is going to give him added value for a total score of 40.8 out of 50, guys. I think he's a high-impact wide receiver, number 2 or 3 with potential at a Power 4 school, especially at West Virginia. I think it would be him. He would be in the conversation for one of the 3 spots, I think. He would play a lot. I think he would be because he's got 1 year left. He's not going to come here without some type of guarantees. I know that they preach this earned success model, but when you got 1 year left, you got to have some kind of inkling whether you're going to play or not. Let's get to the tape. I feel like this is always the easiest way to show you guys what I mean, because I wouldn't be saying this kid has the chance to start for us if I didn't mean it. And like, you'll see when we get to the other guys on the list, I'm not going to be as high, right? So let's get to the tape here for Logan Ramper, who I'm a big fan of, as we've been saying here. So if I can just find, I've got so many windows open. Okay, there he is. There he is right there. All right. Yeah, there it is. So this is Logan Ramper's tape, guys. Enjoy it, as he's been really good at Slippery Rock the last couple of years. Okay, so this is kind of a close-up one, but you'll see him run right by your screen here. There he is right there running past the set, probably the safety, gets wide open and catches the ball deep downfield. That's 6'3", 220. Does that look slow to you? That's not slow. Pretty nice route there too. And he does this over and over again. It's truly and we'll watch another one. I don't know exactly how long this tape is or anything on this one. Here he is again, getting deep downfield, catching it in front of 3 people, doing a spin move, and then outrunning almost everybody in the end zone there. Pretty nice play. So that looked like him on the outside. Let's see. Yeah, that was him. Okay. So here he is, guys, at the top of your screen right here. And this looks like this was from a couple years ago, by the way. He's bigger by now. As you can see, some hand fighting there. And then he starts to pull away, but it's a contested catch, right? Situation. Look how smooth he runs, man. That's a super smooth route right there, guys. Watch this super smooth route here. Let's go back just a little bit right here. Okay, so here he is at the top of your screen again. Watch this smooth route right here. So he gets outside the corner and then flattens off his route as he gets to the end zone and presents himself for the quarterback right in between the corner and the linebacker. Watch this route, though. Really, really smooth. Nicely done. Here he is in another big contested catch situation, and that's where he's extremely valuable at 6'3", 220 pounds. There's just not many guys that are going to be able to stick with him in them situations. I mean, he really looks like a tight end at times. I mean, it's really crazy the size this guy has on him. I bet he was a good basketball player. You can tell the way he does some of these boxing out. Oh, little bobble. Maybe we need to get to some of his newer tape because I like this, but his newer stuff is even better. Let's see if I can get it really quick for you guys. So this that was from just now. This is the one from the one I think that this is the one I very first watch. This is last year's. This is the one I very first watched when I was like, oh man, this guy can play. So I think this is him a couple more years later and really like coming into his own a bit more. Number 2. I think that number 2 looks nice. The Slimming Rock jerseys are clean too. I think that I like that green and white, really clean look. He was rocking the baby. There's a nice contested catch with the corner trying to poke that thing out of there. He's got some competitive fire to him right there. Look how deep behind the guy is here. I mean, that's 7 yards behind the guy, right? Look, here's a contested catch in between 2 guys. Nice. The guy kicked it out of his hands. But look at the fire. Love the fire. There he goes. Boom. Whoa. What a hurdle. Did he just pull a Saquon Barkley on this guy? Look at this hurdle. That's impressive. Very impressive, man. Look at that contested catch. I mean, that's a man amongst boys right there, y'all. Here he is down the field. He has to slow down for the ball. At the power 4 level, that's going to be a bit out more further in front, right? But at this level, quarterback maybe didn't have the arm strength. And so there you can see that extra arm length, the extra range you get at being 6'3", that matters, man, in these situations. And there he goes and beats a kid that's playing at a higher level now, by the way, that kid right there. I looked him up. And look at the little showboat at the end. So this guy's got a little something to him. And you got to have this at the wide receiver spot. There he is again. See how he gets by people? He gets by people like this all the time. At 6'3", 220, you'll take it, right? So I'm impressed with him. I think, he seems to have really come into his own, especially this last year. Look, he just destroyed, and he's got a little something to him. He's like a Kirk Risa, right? Like if he's not playing for you, you probably don't like him. Like he's talking absolute straight cash trash to these dudes right here. And look how deep he is back. I mean, it's 2 guys. He's got him beat by 5.5 yards. So of course he's going to. I get it. I've been there. If you've ever been to the gym and I've been there before. Look at the adjustment on that one. Number 22 got 8 for breakfast in this game. I mean, number 22, I'm surprised he didn't retire after this game. This dude put him in the dirt. There he is. And this is another reason I think, look, where was he lined up right there? So he's lined up in the slot right here. So this is added value, right? So this is a tight end, guys. I mean, this is what they're using him as a tight end right here. This is a tight end route. And you've got him on a linebacker. It's just an extreme mismatch. At West Virginia, you could do the exact same thing. There's nothing you can do about it. You throw it up high enough, you're not getting to it, and you're not getting to it. Nice. Nicely done here. And there he is again with those, those measurables, guys. They matter. This is
now I can go to dinner.
Don't want to get copyright. But those measurables give him the extra length to go out and snag these kind of things like that. Here he is again on a really nice adjustment, guys. Look at that extra length. It just matters, right? 6'3", 220. You got to have it. And he's got something to him again, man. He loves talking smack in the end zone. So I like his swagger. I think he would be a great Mountaineer. I would love to have him for Pitt. Oh my God, I would love to have him for the Pitt game. Can you imagine him? I mean, look at a guy like this. Let's look what he's doing right here. This guy right here, that's waving bye to everybody. They're up 14-0, about to go up 21-0 on California, PA. That's the guy I want against Pitt in the backyard brawl. The hometown Pitt kid that comes to West Virginia and smokes Pitt on the backyard brawl. That's what I want. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'm a fan. I'm a fan for sure. I like his swagger, guys. Let me know what you think down below. I'm going to look at a couple comments on it. We did just get a kid from Ferris State. Yes, we did. Another good player from Ferris State, in my opinion, that I'm also a fan of. I don't know. Yes, this is D2. But like I say, I've said in multiple videos this year, this coaching staff is, they're targeting the very best D2 players. And I think that's one thing. That's another thing. It's not like they're just adding, in my opinion, the run-of-the-mill players at D2. And I think, like I said the other day, there's a bottleneck that's happened because of the transfer portal where players are just kind of being overlooked, in my opinion, especially at the lower levels. They're not getting recruited out of high school as much anymore because everybody's looking portal. So good players are falling to high school these days. Let's go to break. I can't believe that took me 17 minutes. That's insane. We'll be right back, guys. We'll talk a little bit more about the other visitor, and we got a pass rusher to talk about as well that's going to be coming to West Virginia on a visit. We'll talk about him too. Stick around. And this episode of Locked On West Virginia is going to be brought to you by Supply House. We talk about Supply House around here. Get the supplies you need from the sites made for the skilled trades at Supply House. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources, latest product info, and it gives you the info you need to help get the job done right. With a complete inventory of over 200,000 spare parts, 400 top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. If you need help with an order, Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always walk away talking to a real person. For trade pros looking for an extra hard edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage. Now it's your turn. Join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, you can use promo code S-H-5 for 5% off your first order. Do it now. Do it today at supplyhouse.com. It's segment 2, and I am going to crack a do with no judgment. It's Friday, so I'm going to get my drink on. It's Friday, and this is hard as I go on Friday. I'll do a late night. I'll do a late night live, and drink some Mountain Dew. It's all good for me. I knew John would comment when I drink the Mountain Dew for sure. He loves when I do that. All right, guys. So we got a couple more visitors to talk about here. One that I've covered before, but let's get to them now again. I don't know what order I have these in. Let me look and see. Okay, so no, actually, I haven't covered this guy. All right, so this is one I'm excited to cover as well. Devin Grant from Incarnate Word. This is another Division II program, and I get it, but This coaching staff is reaching out to who they think will fit. They're kind of recruiting a little bit like they did at Jack State at times. And you can have your opinion on whether this is going to work or not, but at the end of the day, I'm digging into the tape on these players and having my own personal opinion on these guys, right? So Devin Grant he played at Colorado, right? He was at Colorado for I think a full season anyway. He's 6'4", 255, defensive lineman / edge guy. You know, he was at Colorado where he had to, I watched the tape, he made plays there, but he was definitely behind some guys on the bench there. So he moved on, and this is what the portal does for guys. He allows them to go into the portal. And at Incarnate Word, he had 9 sacks, 11 TFLs, 24 per Pro Football Focus. He had 24 quarterback hurries. So, he played in 12 games at Colorado, and he was there for 2 seasons. So, I mean, the fact that Deion didn't get rid of him should tell you something, in my opinion. I mean, I don't think it inspires a ton of confidence that he didn't play, but, I mean, it was his first 2 years. So, he seems to have developed some here. And I went and dug into the tape on him, and I'll do more here in just a second. But so he's got a quick first step. That's the first thing that you notice about him. Really long arms to shed blockers with, and his motor, guys. This is number one quality because he doesn't have elite athleticism. He doesn't have, these off the charts traits. I mean, he is 6'4", 255. Don't get me wrong here. But is he a Bruce Irvin or something? I'm not saying that. So I'm not projecting this guy like the last guy who I feel like is this, on the borderline of a very good to elite athlete, and even though he's at D2. This guy here, not necessarily the same, but he makes up for it with this incredible motor that he has. And I mean, he never quits on tape. Rich Rodriguez, there's a reason they're probably recruiting this guy, and I would imagine this is a huge reason. He's got probably really good practice habits. He never quits up on a play, and he makes a ton of plays, kind of like Darren Lewis from the other day. He's making plays from the side of the field. The ball's not even on his side of the field. He really doesn't even have any business being in the play other than just hustle, and so that's what he does. He's from Texas. He signed with Colorado out of college. He cracked the 2 deep, but he never cracked the starting lineup inside of his last year there. So he transferred to Incarnate Word. It was a game changer for him because he was like, now he's getting some power forward love, right? We'll show some tape on him. I'll let you guys see for yourself what you feel about him. On my transfer portal impact meter, fit, I think, is an 8.8 out of 10. Edge rushers are gold, guys, and guys that are Grant's size at 6'4", 255. They don't come around every day. So I think, in my opinion, he would start for a group of 5 and rotate at the Power 5 level right now. Now, I'm not trying to throw shade at him at all. I'm just saying, based on what we have with Jamori and Siders and those guys, I think that, and then Eddie Kelly and those guys, like, those are all, I think they, even though we've got some of those guys that Bandit, I think they could also play D-end, and they have. So, like, they can both play both on pass rushing downs. This guy here is a guy that you're going to play him at D-end probably and put his hand in the dirt. Against the run, he's really good. He's got good tape on that. So the fit is 8 out of 10 because of the motor. He never quits on plays. He's going to have great practice habits, which is great for the team. Coach Rich Rodriguez can point to him and say, hey, look at this guy, he never gives up, because that's what kind of Coach Rod is. Athleticism is a 7.5 out of 10. 9 sacks, 24 quarterback hurries. He's got some explosiveness, a great first step, but he needs to add some weight without losing speed, in my opinion. And he's not unathletic at all. I'm not saying that. But at the Colorado tape, you could see why he moved down. He had to go learn, right? So production was good, right? You got to give him an 8.5 out of 10 there. 9 sacks, 11 tackles for loss, 24 quarterback hurries. That's elite stats, even at the FCS level. So, and by the way, Incarnate Word is FCS, not D2. Sorry. So that is a level above where we've been. Experience is 7.8 out of 10. He's got 2 years at Colorado, which give him Power 5 exposure. Minimal stats, though, but then he's got one dominant FCS season, which is great. So you bring him in, and you got a guy that's got multi-years at different programs. Versatility, I think he's an 8 out of 10. I think he could probably play defensive end, and he could stand up at outside linebacker if you needed him to in pass rushing situations. And then special teams, that's a whole nother ball of wax, which, guys like this are extremely valuable for him. So I've got him at a 40.3 out of 50 on my meter for a lot of different reasons. And I think he would make an impact at West Virginia. Let's go to break really quick, guys. Do a quick 6-second break. And when we come back, I'll show you some tape on this guy and show you exactly what I'm talking about with that motor and stuff. Stick around. All right, guys, we are back here on Locked On West Virginia. Let's get over to Devin Grant's profile here. As you can see him at Incarnate Word. Let's get over to the media portion of his page and check out some of these stats. Now, here's him in Incarnate Word. Let's see. Let's look at this one here. So I believe this is him right here at the bottom of your screen next to the slot. So watch what he does here. Nice burst, right? Gets right to the quarterback and makes a good play. Like to see that. So he's got that great quickness that you like to see. And you'll see it on the replay here as well. He doesn't really get blocked, but like he makes the play. Like as soon as he realizes that, watch how quick he's on the quarterback. Boom, on you. Nice. I don't know how many other plays this is going to show. We'll see. Looking like maybe that was the only one. My bad. I didn't know. Wasn't sure. Okay, so let's go to another one here. I know there's a couple more. Here's one. As you can see, there's some of that motor. Look, he just never gives up on the play, but he was able to split the double team right here. Well, it was technically, it was a split in a double team and a running back chip, and he still gets the quarterback. Pretty nice. And then, here's what I'm saying, guys. So on this, when the quarterback turns out and runs, this quarterback isn't slow. You can see his feet are digging into the ground. He's moving a little bit here. But I wouldn't say this is elite athleticism on this play here, right? It's not terrible by any means, and I'm not saying he's a bad athlete. I just don't know if he's an elite athlete, and I've watched more than just that. Let's see if I can find a couple other examples here. Here's one where he's already around the edge by the time the video even starts. It already starts, the right tackle's beat to death. But he misses kind of on the first go-round and comes back and makes a play, which is nice to see. So, and he's 6'4", so he's got good size, 255. You give him 10 more pounds, he probably doesn't lose any speed. And here's some of his run stuff, by the way. So here's some of him against the run, which I like that he's got this on tape. So here he is at the bottom of your screen, defensive end. Watch him shed. Now, this is where that length is going to really come into play. Watch how he gets his hands on the offensive right tackle before the tackle gets his hands on him. And this is at Colorado. Boom, he's into him, right? He's got hands and he's lower. Watch the shed. Off me? That's just man. That's a man right there. You're just throwing him to the side. And now he engages with this guy. Get off me and makes the play. That's two different guys he sheds to make a play there. Very impressive. And that looks like the same play from a different angle. So this is the same play from a different angle, but you can see it even better here, really. Watching him or is it the same play? No, it's not. It's a different play. It looks no, that is the same play. It's hard to tell. That's a whole bunch of jumbled mess there. But see, here he is at Colorado making plays, though, guys. So it gives you definitely, and there he is coming off the edge again. So, he moves well, like I said. I think he would come in and be a great rotational player for West Virginia. He's got that quickness, that great first step. You love to see that. And I could definitely see this guy coming in and making an impact at West Virginia for sure. Some of those plays I hadn't seen yet, to be honest. And he's flashing a little bit more burst there at Colorado than he was at Incarnate Word, at least to me. I don't know what that's all about, but maybe he lost or gained some weight in Incarnate Word, or who knows. But he's got some burst, you know. I don't know if he's not Jamory Robinson coming off the edge, but and I'm not trying to give him backhanded compliments. I'm just trying to be fair in my evaluation, right? Like, you know, every single person we recruit, I can't sit here and say like, you know, they're going to be this elite player, but I do think this guy will come in and he's going to make an impact. He's got the potential, I think, to get 5-6 sacks, right? Something like that if he played a lot. But there's a lot of guys vying for his position, and I just don't know if he's going to get the snaps to do it. And I do think he would be in the rotation, though. You know, so if he comes to West Virginia, he's got that great experience. You saw how he looked against Colorado, so I'm all for him. I think he's got a lot of upside. Let's get to this last one, guys. Donovan Hasslam, who we broke down the other day from Austin P, who is just a walking refrigerator at 6'5", 330 pounds. Let's get to him really quick. So, you know, he's 6'5", 332. He's got 2 years remaining, which is very important. I think especially next year, you can see this guy being a big impact player. He started 9 games last year at left tackle for Austin P. 600 career snaps, 18 starts over a career. Austin P averaged 365 yards per game last year, 26.8 points a game, which is good. He played 2 games in 23, and he played 10 as a reserve in 22. He's a mauler in every sense of the word. He's 6'5", 320 pounds. He's got the size to anchor an FBS offensive line, and he's a workhorse. The 9 starts at left tackle were nice, man. I went and watched a few of them. It's hard to find Austin P stuff, but you know, thankfully he's got some tape on there. And his former coach put something out on him, Coach Ski Axel, who is the director of Noisy Sports, said this: Haslam's a super athlete who makes men much smaller than him look slow. So that's incredible to hear. Says he's got powerful hands with a strong lower half that make him a nightmare in the run game. So this is why I told you guys the other day, he's being recruited because he's a really good run blocker and he's working on the pass pro. You know, he's a freak, man. Like as far as size and movement, he can move around some, man. And I think, you know, next year, really, I would project him as a big impact player. This year, I just don't know yet. We got to see what the summer says, right? How does the summer shake out? What are we hearing? But on my transfer portal impact meter scale, he's from Perry, Georgia, where he played in Perry High School. He was only 6'2" coming out of high school, guys. He's grown 3 inches since 2022, which is pretty crazy. You don't often see that. He signed to Austin P under Coach Walden there and was part of a class that included the program's highest rated recruit ever. And his freshman year, he played in 10 games in reserve, like we said, and we went through all that stuff right there. You know, coaching take I've read about said he's a high character guy. So there's a reason he's drawing massive interest. Like he's got a ton of big offers. And so let's give the bit. So I think the fit's a 9 out of 10. Offensive tackles, guys, with his size and some experience are pretty rare in the portal. Offensive tackle depth is limited for us right now, I think. And Liberty was, Liberty. I don't know say Liberty for. Austin P was a team that mauled people in the run game. So I think that's why he is being so looked at so heavily by places. His athleticism, I've got him at an 8 out of 10. I think he's, for an offensive lineman, that's very good, right? This is like, you know, holy cow, really good athlete for his size. And that coach putting that out there really made me bump that up a couple notches because I, you know, on my tape study, I didn't see it as much. And it's his former coach, right? Like, I'm not saying he's not a great athlete. I'm just saying I haven't seen enough to say that he's not. So The production isn't also an 8 out of 10. He's got 600 plus snaps. He had 9 starts last year, so he's got a good base. Experience is also an 8 out of 10. The 18 starts. Versatility, 8.5. I think right and left tackle, absolutely for him. And maybe you move him to guard, but certainly he can fit multiple schemes, whether that be zone or gap running. And his run game dominance, at that level shows that he's able to possibly pop up and do some things. So I've got him at a 41.8 out of 50. I think he's a premium transfer with immediate impact potential, but I don't think it's going to happen until next year if he does come. I think he'll be a swing guy this year if he comes in, maybe a 6th or 7th O-lineman that has the potential. I got to hear what happens over the summer. He certainly could crack the rotation, and I wouldn't be shocked if he did, but we got a ton of guys coming in. So, it's just like it's impossible. It's impossible to project at this point in time, y'all. So, we've grown up to 400 people in here, 10 o'clock at night. You guys love Mountaineers, don't you? Like I do. That's why we're doing. That's what we're here for. Why else are we doing this at 10:30? Because we love the Mountaineers. Let's get to the tail of the tape, man. Sorry I haven't been looking at the comments as much, which there's not a ton on this one. Is he really? I did not know that. Thank you, Jeremy, in the chat. Somebody saying Ryan Ward from – I texted him the other day. I don't remember him. His family followed me on social media, but I never – I guess I must – it's probably I slipped my mind, but thanks for telling me, Jeremy. I'll go check that out right after the show. And if he is not, send your line, but I want to verify it. And then if he is, I'll do a show on that tomorrow. Because that's a really interesting player there. Makes me wonder about the Cal tight end that I talked about earlier. If you guys don't know, Spida, the Camden Spida, what's his last name? But from Cal, 6'6" tight end, got a lot of upside, man. Told me he was working to come on a visit to West Virginia. Maybe they'll add both. Guys, I wouldn't put him past him to own 2 more to sign 2 more at every position. Like, it's insane the way this shit's going. All right, Donovan Hasslam, Austin P transfer. Here's the tape. Well, here's the highlights. I mean, Austin P actual tape is hard to find, boys. Okay, as you can see, road grader. Look at that size, man. I mean, he just looks like I would love to see him I would love to see him in gold and blue. I would love to see it him like actually showing out in gold and blue. This will be him over on the left side right here. All right, and so the first thing you notice is he's quicker than the smaller guy. He gets to the spot before the smaller guy does, and then he gets his hands on him and takes him for a ride. Look at this power. Boom! Get off me! Hole wide open, nasty, right? Got a little nasty streak in him. You love to see that. Here he'll be. Play's probably going. And that's taking longer to snap than I thought it was going to. There's him in pass pro. Interesting move. So here's what I'm saying, guys. In the Big 12, that kick step is not going to work. I'm just going to be honest. In the Big 12, there's going to be some defensive ends that eat him alive if he comes out of his stance. And he's got to get back a little quicker than that. Now, once he locks and engages with the guy, it's great. See, once he gets his hands on somebody, they go for a big ride, which is not surprising. I mean, he just mauls people up out of the play, It's pretty simple. Here he is right here. Now, that was nice. That was very nice. Now, if he can do more of that, look at the footwork, guys. Look at the body positioning and look at the hands and the bend. Holy cow, this is beautiful. So the body positioning, great footwork. Look how he positions himself a little bit catty corner to the running back, right? You're trying to maneuver, but the way he did it looks so pretty. And then look what he engages. Like he's up under the dude. His hands are on him. He's got nasty hands. And then it's a wrap for you after that. and you're going for a ride, son, up out of the play. I like that. There he is. It's going to be pass protection. So I didn't realize the plays were going to take as long. So you know what I'm saying, guys? Like, you can just tell, right? It's pretty obvious to me anyways, and I say this all the time, and any coach can tell me I'm wrong, but look how uncomfortable he looks here in pass pro to me. Does anybody else see this? I just don't think he looks that very comfortable in it. That's, to me, that's not that's not something I would have put on tape for him. And I'm not trying to bash the kid at all. I just think that'd be my big fear for him is pass protection at this level. I don't know, man. I have my doubts here, and you guys know me. I don't I just say how I'm feeling, Here he comes. Like, look at the athleticism coming around the edge. How'd you like to see that? Bye. Nice. Nicely done there, too. So he's got a lot. He's got here's the thing, by the way. It's 1,000% a technique thing. It's not an athlete. Look how much bigger he is than everybody else here on the line, right? He's 6'5", 330 pounds, guys. He's got the athleticism to be a better, a better offensive lineman in the pass protection game. He does. So that first step, and here's the thing too, I don't know what their coach knew of their scheme. So I'm not a professional X's and O's guy. I want to sit here and pretend like I am. I mean, I know it, but I couldn't John Gruden this at all, right? So this first step to me is it's not impressing me. And it's literally like at the Big 12 Power 4 level, that first kick, is so important. You've got to get a jump start, and you've got to get depth, or you've got to have extremely long arms and have great recovery. And he does have some of that. But I mean, like when he gets his hands on somebody, they almost always go flying, don't they? It's crazy, man. There they go again to the ground. This is a highlight reel. So, I mean, of course, that's going to happen a lot. But, I mean, some of these plays on this reel, I wouldn't have put them on here for him. But so let's look at this one last one, and then we'll be done. It's not horrible, I guess. It's just not wow. It's not like, when you see like Wyatt Milam. You go look at Wyatt Milam's. If I had time, I would go show Wyatt Milam's kick step. It's so much crisper and quicker, and gets a little bit more depth on it. This guy just takes a step, really, and at this level, you're going to have to really kick it back there and go. But, I mean, he did great on the play. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just trying to project a little, So anybody that disagrees with me can absolutely do that in the chat. And I'm always open for criticism on things like that, because I don't claim to be a professional offensive line coach or anything like that. I'm not trying to pretend to be. But, based on what I've studied, what I've learned, I'm obsessed with this stuff. I love asking and learning, and then also love to, ask, like I said, to other coaches, and so this is a mixture of all that. So I appreciate you guys for joining here. This is a late night one, man. We went a little longer than we should have again, but it's okay. It's all extra. We've already done our video for the day for the channel. This is all extra. This is all just for fun. So I appreciate you guys for joining in. New microphone will be here tomorrow. So we're excited about that. I want to thank Shaq. I want to thank Raven. I want to thank Dylan. And everybody else that's in the chat. I don't know everybody that helped. I keep forgetting. Maybe Eric was in on it. But somebody please, Shaq, maybe can remember tomorrow. Somebody, Shaq, or somebody text me and let me know all the names of the people that helped donate towards that microphone. And for those of you that don't know, I'm holding this microphone and my microphone arm broke, and this one is starting to go out on here. So we just decided, they did, to offer to get me a new one, and then I absolutely took him up on that, and I'm very grateful. But so that will be here tomorrow. So excited about that. The arm is not going to be here tomorrow, but it comes with a stand, so it'll be able to sit like right here, so it'll be fine. So we'll be able to use that tomorrow. It's a super nice microphone, guys. It's literally the nicest microphone that you can have on the market. You can't find a better one. So it's called a Shure, Shure, M8, so, or M7, one of the two. But I was told to get the M7. That's right, because it's the best one. So thank you guys for helping me with that, man. I love you guys. I'll be back tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. We should have some commitments coming over the next couple of days. Like I said, I was told this morning, 5, 6, it could be, the next week, like over the next few days, like it's not even going to be, don't even blink your eyes if it happens, because it's happening. So just keep our heads on a swivel, guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Like, share, subscribe, all that before you head out of here. I didn't even get to basketball, but here's what I was going to say. I ain't heard nothing. I ain't heard nothing on basketball except for an LSU transfer we're looking at and Jaden Forsythe, the 4-star recruit that we were having on a visit. And outside of that, I ain't heard of nothing yet. So I haven't dug as deeply into it as I was. I'm going to try to send a couple texts out and see what the heck's going on with that too. Thanks for making Locked On West Virginia your first listen, guys, and for being part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where we talk about your team every single day. If you could do me a big favor, guys, check out Locked On Portal Show. Brian Smith has the latest rumors, portal entries, signings, and you can be the most informed fan on the rapid changes in the college football landscape. Find the portal on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts. One other thing before we go, I was told that health settlement thing that's supposed to come out, I think, by the 7th, to keep an eye on that it also impacts basketball. Maybe they're waiting to see what happens with that in basketball, right? Because not only does it impact roster spots, but it impacts the actual funding, right? So, maybe they're waiting on some extra funds to be guaranteed or kicked in, because if they deny it, that means that also that the $20 million paid by the school thing is denied too, right? I don't know how this all works, but that's just some thought. I was just thinking on the fly. I could be wrong about that, but other than that, guys, I'm out of here. I will see you guys in the morning. Hopefully we got some commits to talk about tomorrow. If not, we'll talk about some more visitors, or we'll figure something out. I'll see you then. I'm out of here. Join the Discord.